Alright guys, welcome back to another video on the MeeZoid YouTube channel. Okay, let me first start off by saying this title is pretty truthful. It's not really clickbait at all, so I'm going to go ahead and explain everything. This might be a long video. I would really appreciate if you guys do watch the whole thing or maybe just listen at a time that you guys can, because I have a lot to cover and I have a few things I want to start off the video with. So I have a feeling that this video may get more views than my other videos because I know there's a lot of people subscribed to me that don't actually watch my videos still, that are probably from the old HCF community or any other communities I've been a part of before, and they probably have just, outgrown the game mode, the game, and they maybe just click this because they see, quitting HCF, ... 1.8. So first thing I'll say is if you are on the older side of the audience that may not watch my videos anymore, but maybe you enjoyed my videos in the past, I do have a second channel where I do gambling content. Again, like I said, older side of the audience, I'd only recommend you check it out, 18 plus, but I do enjoy uploading on there a lot. So I've been doing that for the past few months, like almost daily uploads. So you can check that out if you want down below in the description. I also have recently released a lunar client cosmetic, this crown on my head. It's animated, spins up and down. I like it a lot. So you can check that out in the description below. All right, guys, shameless plugs out of the way. It is time to get into business. Okay, this video is titled I'm Quitting HCF ... 1.8. So let's cover the history right now of what's been going on. So HCF has been a strong game mode for many years. Okay, since I started my channel, it started on HCF and we're still on HCF right now. Okay, I know I've branched out other ways, but HCF has always been the core of my channel. It has always been the core up until a point that HCF died the first time around. Okay, that was after the Mojang blacklist. We came back, I think, for a little, like actually after the Mojang blacklist, we pretty much just died slowly. Like we had, a decent comeback, but we died slowly. And then we released Cobra. Cobra wasn't really that great. We put a lot of time into creating like its own game mode, and it just didn't appeal to many people. So that didn't go great. We brought back Viper after putting months and months and months into Cobra because we knew that players just wanted Viper back. So we brought back Viper. We had insane turnout, over 2,000 players. I know some people think we spoofed that. I can assure you guys, we've never spoofed on Viper. We never will. I mean, if we were going to spoof, now would be the time because, the player count's pretty low. Okay, we're looking on the scoreboard. We got 43 players online right now. It's not even that late. Besides the point, we had over 2,000 players on our revival update. That's what we called it, the revival of Viper. And I know a lot of guys showed up, and that map was amazing. We loved the activity. We were looking good for the future. I was really like, wow, HCF is back. We're back to normal. We can keep this going. The second map, let me actually get the stats up. All right, so we are here on our little stats panel right here. So on our kit map release, we had about 1.08K players. Might have actually been higher than that. I just don't want to zoom in because I don't have to reload the dashboard. Again, our grand release, we had like 2,100 or so. The next map, we had a significant fall off from 2,000 all the way to 1.5 So that's like a fourth of the players disappearing after one map. Then after that, we had another slight decrease to about 1.3K. Then after that, it was a significant drop to just about 1.1K. We stuck about 1.1K again, so maybe we're like, okay, maybe it's evening out, we're good. Then it slowly goes down even further. We're at 1.06K. Then we go below 1K. Then a huge drop off to, well, not huge, but it's still significant. We go to like 850. Then a massive drop to 630. Okay, this was the final map before the Into the Oasis update, which we heavily marketed, and it got up to not even 1,000 players. That was when we knew that things weren't gonna come back to normal. I don't think, not in this area, not in this time. So again, each of these spikes are the start of the worlds. You can see, but yeah, started off really good. Had a big drop to start. Maybe that always happens on updates. We always are used to that. Then it kept dropping. Right here, they were kind of stable, like these four, but then it went down a bit when we announced the update, I'm pretty sure. And then right here was terrible the week before the update. And then even the update itself really did not do that well. It actually did the same as like 2 maps before that, which was not great. Okay, and then if I move this over a little bit so you can see what's happening now. Yeah, so we went from 1K, huge drop again, to about 800. Actually, I don't even think we got to 800. We got to like 720 or something like that. So slightly over that. Then a huge drop again. We're at like 400, 500, and we've been at 500, 500. So past 3 maps have been relatively stable, but this map, huge decrease to like 300, bro. Like a 300 player starter world. If we zoom in on this, 389 was our peak of the start of the world. I've never seen it that low on HCF in years. Okay, since the Mojang blacklist, since that it died the first time around. And I gotta be honest, guys, I think this is the end of HCF on 1.8. Infernal itself, like as a game mode, in my opinion, is way more content filled, just way more stuff to do, way more just better overall compared to what it was years ago, but the player turnout is just worse. Like if we go on Infernal right now, like we have so much just better stuff, like a custom war zone, which is not super aggressive, but you know, it's cool for content. We mix in events into it. We have so many more events. If we go to the event schedule, King of the Hill, Secure the Pale, like all this new stuff. We can do the F-top menu. The F-top menu is brand new compared to what it used to be on Old Infernal. And Old Infernal just lists numbers in chat. Nobody even knew how to get points. But on here, you have like breakdowns of how to get points, all this sort of stuff. Just brand new things that make the server better. And I'm just confident when I say Infernal right now is better than it used to be content-wise, okay? I think the only thing that people may have opinions about the old days being better is just because player count was higher. Like everyone can look back on the past and say, wow, those times were great. But if you break the game mode down to what it is, like code-wise and like the game mode-wise, like I personally think that it's better than what it used to be, but it's just overplayed, guys. It's just overplayed. And I guess to point out some limitations of HCF right now on 1.8 is the fact that every update seems to target the old players. Like we can't get new players easily because the community is a very toxic community. Everyone knows that. There's a large skill gap. Like you either have to be pretty good at PvP or relatively good to even have a chance on here, as well as the fact there's so many cheaters in 1.8 that it's like it's just over the top, the amount of cheaters recently these days. So that all turns people away. Also, like people have the opinions about like just the gameplay loop. Like it's the same thing every map. It resets every week. So there just feels like there's no value to it. And at this point, it just feels like an arcade game that you log on and play if you want a PvP, but there's just no value or like desire to play, I guess. It's like if it's there if you want it, but not everyone really wants it. And you can only bring back old players every so often. That's why I think the Revival update had such a strong comeback, was because we actually successfully targeted those old players that wanted to play HCF that haven't played it in a while since it's been down. And they come back, but you know, all these players are older now. Like you have to, you know, grow up eventually and you stop playing games, and you know, you hear that your old favorite game's back, you play it for a week, but you're not really going to be playing it week after week after week. I think that's another big reason. I think players just, you know, came back for the experience, but not necessarily came back to stay. And you know, you can only target old players like so often. Like sometimes you just got to let it go. But yeah, that kind of went with the pattern of like older players don't want to play super long. They don't want to grind their week-long maps. People don't want to grind a week-long map. So we made the version, like the game mode, way easier. And some people like that, but some players think that's like the reason it died. I've seen so many players' theories about why, you know, HCF isn't working or a change that could fix HCF. But I'm not gonna lie, guys, I don't think there's any way to fix this current version of the game. I don't think it is. It's just, we've done everything. We've tried everything. We've made hardcore realms. We've tried bringing back Realm Reforged before. Infernal always overlapped it because people do like softcore more, all that sort of stuff. You try to go to 2-week maps, then you just die by the first week, all that sort of stuff. As long as there's like server out there or anything out there that offers the softcore experience on 1.8, and if that's the most popular thing out there, it's going to get played, and that's just how it's going to be. And you know, unfortunately, it's not really allowing any room for massive change. Like we tried Cobra, which in my opinion was like really cool game mode if you put the time into learning it, but so much change leads to a lot of people just not wanting to even try it or learn it or anything like that. So understandably so, that's my opinion why Cobra failed with the whole too much change, I guess. So I just see the current version of HCF just not being possible anymore. I mean, you could see it in my views. When Viper came back, my views were doing great. The greatest they've been in years. But right now, as Viper's in its lowest state, HCF's in its lowest state, my views are pretty bad. I mean, not bad. Like I appreciate every single viewer that clicks on the video, stuff like that, but they're pretty low compared to what they used to be. I'm getting like 5K views on a good day, and I used to get like 10K plus. Okay, obviously players come and go, so that's why I think, you know, a lot of players will click on this. Maybe they'll listen, who knows. But yeah, with that being said, we are going in a different direction. Okay, I'm not giving up on HCF, but I'm not giving up on 1.8 either, but I am pretty much quitting HCF on 1.8. Okay, so what I'm saying is that yes, Viper will be releasing a 1.20 HCF. Okay, we will be doing this. I honestly, like, I have notes written down of what I want to say because I want to be careful with what I say. I don't want to reveal too much and I don't want to go into detail too much, but this is what I will be saying. Viper HCF will be releasing on 1.20. It's the HCF on the highest version of the game mode, but it's going to have legacy PvP. So it's going to be like 1.8 PvP on 1.20. So there's no hit delay, none of that BS, okay? We plan to release the first 1.20 server as kit map in September. Okay, we're going to release it far before HCF releases because we need to perfect combat, knockback, everything, bugs, anything like that before we touch the HCF realm. This will also help us test with performance, work our server performance up to let in more players, also allow us to teach you guys how to get the best FPS performance on 1.20, giving off guides, time to learn, and the HCF would be intended to release in October. So those 2 dates, those 2 months, I guess. So September, kit map, October, HCF. That's the plan. And I think we're going to hit that plan safely, okay? But obviously, official dates will come out in our Discord and stuff like that. So I had some more I wanted to reveal, but I'm not going to because I guess we're just going to wait. But let's just say everything's going to be changing about what you know Viper HCF to be. We're going to be going in a new direction, and just expect a lot of change, okay? And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. All right, I want to bring back something that players can enjoy. I want to change the meta of what players expect HCF to be nowadays. We want to try something completely new. So just stay tuned for that. I really want to say more, but I can't just yet. But we do have a great idea. We have the perfect vision of what we think we should do with this new opportunity. Now, I want to lay out, well, first, because, dude, I'm not gonna lie, like, even when we were considering 1.20 HCF, like, I wasn't even a big fan of it. I thought, like, we shouldn't give up on 1.8, but, dude, 300 players on the start of the world, it's unheard of for Viper. Like, it's still a ton of players, and we appreciate every single one of you that show up, but it's safe to say it's just going to get lower and lower and lower. And I don't think there's any update that's going to bring back players again like the Revival did, because we did a big update into the Oasis, heavily marketed it, spent a lot on marketing, and didn't even hit 1,000 players. And again, I have to say this because I forgot to mention this earlier. The HCF community heavily judges player count. Like, I think 1,000 players on any other server is completely out of the ballpark amazing. But you put that on an HCF server compared to what we used to have, like, players don't really find that great. Like, they think that that's not that great. Like, 1,000 players on MeeZoid Star of the World, amazing. Prison Star of the World, amazing. Anything like that, amazing. HCF Star of the World, ass. Okay, that's literally how players think. So it is kind of difficult for us to compete with those expectations, which is, again, is another reason why it's a compounding effect of just losing players every single week. But yeah, so I listed all the disadvantages of 1.8 HCF previously. So again, we can't market in a new community on 1.8 HCF. It's just a toxic game mode. 1.8 is the year-old version, year-old. Okay, so none of the new players are really playing on that. But 1.20 means you can support these newer players getting into the game for the first time. It's a different version, and it's different enough, even with legacy PvP, that you need to relearn the game. You're not going to, if you're good at 1.8, you might be decent at 1.20, but there's so many other factors that you actually need to consider that change the game mode completely. So it's almost like a reset skill gap. So that's one thing. Also, cheating. I think it's like harder to cheat on 1.20. I might be wrong about that, but I don't know much about it. But I know that we are developing our own custom anti-cheat for 1.20 as well, which should help. And also, very importantly, 1.20, we can support Bedrock players. So that means players on Bedrock Edition can also join and play, which again also means we can market with TikToks, shorts, all that, and really reach the audience that those reach. Because, dude, we have a lifesteal server on MeeZoid, and you can log on at any time. The server's been open for months. You hover over it, and it has over 100 players on it every single time. And that's like such a simple game mode. It's like survival with hearts that you gain and lose. And that is only through TikTok and shorts marketing of Dylan. Okay, no one else. And it always has 100 players on at one time, and it's great. So I know that there's way more potential for actually building a new HCF community in 1.20, utilizing the features of supporting the highest version, supporting Bedrock users, and being able to market to those users with TikTok, shorts, any other thing like that. So again, like I said, old Viper or 1.8 Viper always tries to grasp the old community of players. This new 1.20, yeah, sure, we can grasp old players that actually want to play, but it's also intended to grow a new community, because I'm confident that we can grow a new community by getting new players. But that also does mean that we are going to have to take steps to make the community less toxic, and we are, committed to that. We want this to be an area that, like, players can, join in and not be, like, chased away from toxicity. So we will work on that. That's going to be a big priority of ours, especially for those, if you're a toxic player, guys, but you want HCF to, have a new life, I think it's time to reconsider, some of what you say maybe to these players, because you don't want to keep them around. Okay. Anyways, we are not giving up on 1.8 entirely. Like, Infernal is going to stay open as our 1.8 HCF realm, but I mean, like I'm saying right now, like 300 players at Start of the World, I mean, you guys can play it. That's it. I think I will be like I said, I know the title of this video is Quitting 1.8, so I'm pretty much quitting HCF on 1.8. I think I might upload it still up until the 1.20 release, but I'm not gonna lie, guys, I just haven't been enjoying my time on it recently, and like I even had comments saying people noticing that I'm not enjoying it at all. So that's that's something I might upload still a little bit, but once 1.20 comes out, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm going full focus on that. I'm probably not gonna touch 1.8 again, and I mean, maybe I will, who knows, but that's just what I have to be completely honest. Like, I don't want to lead you guys in the wrong direction or anything like that. I do think that 1.20 can be a new future for the game mode, for the community, And yeah, I mean, just honestly, guys, I know our community is very judgmental, so if just don't hate on the idea. Like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of it before. I thought that we had life in 1.8 and we could keep this going, but I'm not gonna lie, dude. 300 players in Star of the World. A couple of weeks after our update, it's going to get worse and worse. An update, like even a heavily marketed update, I don't think would hit high player counts again. I think people are just tired of the game mode, because this game mode meta is, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty boring, dude. It's like there's barely any team fighting, and you can blame this on, you know, the server ownership or management, but dude, it's just the community and what they like, the majority of them, or what they used to play. Like team fighting, you know, it doesn't really exist too much. Partner items dictate everything for the most part. It's literally a base rating versus trapper. Like I just don't like that. I don't even like 1 week maps. Okay, so all that I think hurt the game mode, and we have a whole new chance to build something brand new on 1.20. And dude, just being on 1.20, so many cool things can be done. Like I've seen videos of this stuff being done. I don't want to like spoil anything specifically, but there's a lot that can be done, and I think that this is our real chance to actually build something new with the HCF core as our, you know, game mode, but with a new community. But yeah, like I said, so it isn't really a lie with the title. I am quitting HCF 1.8. We've had a good run. I've really tried. I tried my hardest to keep the community up. We all tried. So for those that still play week after week after week, and you're sad to hear this, I'm sorry. We really tried. Again, it's going to stay up, so you guys can keep playing. We'll keep resetting it, all sort of stuff. Probably hit it with some updates every now and then, but again, we're working on 1.20 right now, and we plan to try to make this the future of the game mode and the lead of Viper. But yeah, I mean, like I've seen what you can do in 1.20, even just with marketing of a basic game mode. I know that we can really make something happen here. So stay tuned. Again, I want to be super clear. Like I know 1.20 adds in stuff like freaking end crystal TNT stuff that... Just think of HCF on 1.20. We're not going to go overboard with like crystal PvP or anything like that, okay? We want the core to be pop PvP, legacy PvP of 1.8, like clicking. No hit delays, none of that. Probably no shield and stuff like that either. We'll get the details out and, you know, sorted away. We'll make sure everyone can actually learn. It's going to be all concise, clear information you can find anywhere. But there's just so much more possibilities that I'm excited for it. And I'm just going to make it super clear that we don't want this to be... Like, we're not going to take Infernal, convert to 1.20, and say, okay, we're good, okay? Because everything's going to be changing. Everything is going to be changing because it's time. Just the gameplay loop on Infernal right now is just not enjoyable for players, and I completely agree. That's why it dies so quick. It's time for something brand new experience, and a brand new ability to grow a community. So that's probably it for what I want to say now. Again, I kind of might have leaked some details I shouldn't have. I do want to say more, I really do, but we're gonna wait till we get closer to those dates. Okay, September kit map, October the HCF. Yeah, I think that's all I want to say. I'm trying to think right now. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, like I said, I will try to upload where I can, but guys, honestly, like I said, I have not been enjoying my time doing it. I know it gets the most views on my channel even during these times, but like, I don't know. We'll see what I can do. Maybe I'll do some videos every now and then, but up until the 1.20 release, it might not be as many as it was before. I appreciate every single one of you guys that have ever logged on to Viper to make it what it is today. Without you guys, I would not be able to be on YouTube for this long. Like literally, this is a significant reason of why I'm still uploading, being able to own these servers, get support from you guys, and even partnering with others. You guys are the reason I can keep going. I appreciate you guys so much. So I hope we can build something new. Hope you guys can look forward to it. And again, just don't be so overly judgmental if you don't like the idea of higher version. Like I said, I didn't before, but I've seen it in action. It's possible. And I think it's time to start something new, okay? I really think we can build a new community here, and we can have some good times. So leave a like down below. Comment anything you want, maybe questions. I'll see if I can answer any of them. Or if you have any ideas, game-breaking ideas, new content, what do you want to see on HCF on 1.20? Let me know what your ideal scenario of an HCF realm on 1.20 would be, because we have our ideas. We think it's going to be good. We think the community will like it. We think any player in the community will like it, and it'll be good. But we'll see, you guys. Comment anything down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.